Hey everybody, we're here with Off the Highway, and I'm going off the highway to Austin, Texas to hang out with Shane Blackshear, that guy right there. Shane's got a podcast called Seminary Dropout. I have listened to many an episode, and I enjoy them a lot. Shane, how are you?
I'm great, man. Good to be here.
Hey, our mutual affection for the television show Justified has been it's public now. And we can't get around it. I personally am a Boyd Crowder fan.
Yeah.
And so what I would like to hear you talk about as sort of a purveyor of thought and a collector of ideas is what is the role of pop culture in the life of a person who's trying to follow Jesus and somebody who's trying to be a leader maybe in the faith world?
Interesting. You know, I can remember as a young person watching, quote unquote secular media, and a lot of times thinking like, I think that's how God works. Like, I think that's how Christianity works, or things like that. And back then, the way I thought of things was much more of a dichotomy of black and white, and here's secular and here's sacred. Now we live in a world where, you got like the gospel according to Tony Soprano is out there, and, the gospel according to Dexter. And like, we've realized that line is not really there so much. And I really think that that's a beautiful thing because, one, I think it testifies to the fact that, God has really set the idea of story within people's hearts. And so if you look at almost any story, it's about redemption. This Sunday, Mad Men had its finale. I'm a huge fan of Mad Men. And we can't get away from the idea of redemption. And I don't, Matthew Weiner, I'm fairly certain is not a professing Christian. And yet this idea of redemption is there and we can't escape it. And so it's just this amazing thing, I feel like it testifies to the story that God's put in our hearts.
I think we sometimes have this unrealistic view of Jesus that Jesus was living on some like super spiritual plane all the time, and everything that he quotes and all that he does is on this transcendent eternal level or something. When Jesus walked around, he's going, "Hey, look at the sparrows, look at the lilies." Like he's just riffing on what's going on around him. He's riffing on like real life, and there on some level, I think missionally we need to be connected to real life as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, that's a great point. If Jesus had lived in 2015, and he'd be like, "Hey guys, instead of walking around with his disciples and talking about, trees and things like that, maybe he'd be like, hey, how Donald Draper tries to, put a salve on his wounds by sleeping around and drinking too much. And it's never satisfying, I absolutely, I think Jesus would have absolutely done that kind of thing."
All right, everybody. That's a heretic right there, Shane Blackshear. He loves pop culture more than the Bible. You can hear more from him at seminarydropout.com and the Seminary Dropout Podcast. This is Off the Highway.